Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, multiple people are now facing charges after police say a traffic stop led to the discovery of drugs.
On Tuesday afternoon, an officer conducted a traffic stop on a car on Ohio Street for an expired registration. Bangor police say the officer had cause to walk his canine partner around that vehicle. The canine alerted, indicating the presence of drugs. Police say they located a substantial amount of illegal drugs and cash. 33-year-old Quentin Porter of Connecticut was arrested and charged with aggravated drug trafficking. 2 passengers in the car are also now facing charges. 37-year-old Jennifer Saltzman of Bangor was arrested on outstanding warrants for failure to appear on drug trafficking charges. 29-year-old Joseph Landry Nelson of Kenduskeag was charged with unlawful possession of drugs.
An 18-year-old died after the SUV her mother was driving reportedly crashed into a recycling truck in New Sharon on Tuesday. Maine State Police say a 39-year-old woman was driving a Chevrolet Suburban on Farmington Falls Road around 1:20 p.m. when she rear-ended an Archie's recycling truck while it was pulled over and picking up recyclables. Police say the woman was driving with her 3 children, 18-year-old Kaylee Ladd, a toddler, and infant. Ladd died following the crash, and the driver and her other 2 children suffered minor injuries and are expected to recover. The crash remains under investigation.
Police say a distracted driver died after crashing into a guardrail on the Maine Turnpike in Falmouth early this morning. Maine State Police say the driver, identified as 59-year-old Thomas Bosma of Falmouth, became distracted around 6 a.m., drifted off the road and hit a guardrail, upending his pickup truck. Firefighters had to extricate him from the vehicle. Police say Bosma suffered serious injuries but was alert and communicating with first responders. However, once Bosma was extricated from that vehicle and taken to Maine Medical Center, his condition rapidly deteriorated and he succumbed to his injuries. That crash also still under investigation.
A Holton man faces numerous charges in connection with a string of alleged crimes over the last 2 days. Holton Police Chief Timothy DeLuca says the arrest follows multiple reports of burglaries, vandalism, and other criminal behavior. In response, Holton PD increased patrols overnight, and just before 5 a.m. this morning, officers responded to Kohl's shoe store for a reported burglary in progress. Chief DeLuca says the suspect fled the building on foot when officers arrived. After a short chase, the suspect was taken into custody near the Cary Library. And as a result, 18-year-old Dylan Raymond was arrested and charged with 24 counts, including 5 counts of motor vehicle burglary, 5 counts of theft, and 12 counts of criminal mischief. Raymond is being held at the Aroostook County Jail on $5,000 bail.
An important notice here for Milo residents. The town has issued a boil water order for all drinking water. According to town officials, a crew working on West Main Street hit a water line. The line is now fixed, but the town says they have to test the drinking water 3 times before they can determine whether it is actually safe to consume. They hope to release or lift the boil water advisory within a couple days. For any questions, you can call the Milo Water District at 943-2501.
Mainers rallied at the State House today, urging the Veterans and Legal Affairs Committee to pass a bill that would bring a major change to Maine's elections. It would also promote an anti-corruption amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
Please protect us from this type of corruption.
Supporters of LD 1610 gathered at the State House to rally and testify in favor of a bill aimed to reduce foreign government interference in Maine's elections.
These foreign entities are trying to sow confusion with their easily refuted arguments because they can't reconcile their position with this simple truth. Maine voters have the right, the responsibility, to protect our elections from foreign governments who seek to disrupt our democracy.
Should this bill become law, it would prohibit foreign government entities from making any form of contribution to influence the nomination or election of a candidate or the initiation or approval of a referendum. The proposed bill currently has 80,000 signatures and has received bipartisan support from lawmakers, including Senators Nicole Grahowski and Richard Bennett.
What we're trying to do is close the loophole here in Maine to change that law. This is a real and clear and present danger.
The legislature needs to listen to the people and do our jobs and get this passed.
Caitlin LeCase, who represents the organization Protect Maine Elections, says their message is clear. Maine is not for sale to foreign governments or wealthy campaign contributors.
The time for change is now. Today we are here to ask the legislature a simple question. Will you stand with us, the Maine voters who are trying to protect our elections, or will you choose to stand with the very foreign governments that are disrupting our democracy?
In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the wording has been finalized for a referendum question voters will decide come November. It's the question that concerns replacing CMP and Versant Power with a customer-owned utility company. The Citizens Initiative is called An Act to Create the Pine Tree Power Company, a nonprofit customer-owned utility. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows says the finalized wording will read as follows. Do you want to create a new power company governed by an elected board to acquire and operate existing for-profit electricity transmission and distribution facilities in Maine? You can see the wording right there on your screen. Secretary Bellows was directed by the Maine Supreme Judicial Court to revise the question as initially drafted following a recent challenge to the language. The Bureau of Corporations, Elections, and Commissions will be creating a citizen's guide to the 2023 election, that happening in the coming months, and all voters are encouraged to read it and educate themselves on the details of the bills and referendums.
The constitutionality of the upcoming legislative special session is being challenged in court. Several legislators and a nonprofit called Respect Maine have joined the citizen-initiated lawsuit. Respect Maine says it advocates for responsible government which respects both the Constitution and the people of Maine. The suit alleges that the circumstances laid out by Governor Mills in her proclamation convening the special session do not constitute the required, quote, extraordinary occasion outlined in the Maine state constitution. They also claim the presiding officers of the legislature and Governor Mills colluded to pass a more favorable budget earlier in the year and reconvene later. In her proclamation calling for the legislative special session on March 31st, Governor Mills cited the need for legislators to attend to several matters, including, quote, the state budget, pending legislation, pending nominations of state board and commission members, and pending nominations of judicial officers by the governor requiring legislative confirmation, end quote.
Meanwhile, a proposed bill aims to modernize the Maine state seal to better represent the people of Maine. The current Dirigo design features a seaman and a husbandman, and if passed, the official descriptions of those figures would be made gender neutral. Seaman would become sailor, while husbandman would become farmer. The bill would also direct the Secretary of State to commission a redesign to depict one of said figures as a female. The bill's sponsor, House Majority Leader Maureen Terry of Gorham, said, quote, a state's flag is supposed to be emblematic of the people of that state, their values, and their culture. While no flag or image can perfectly capture the complete essence of a people, Maine's flag depicting a husbandman and a seaman is far too outdated. Updating the statute that describes the state flag with language that better represents our citizens is one way we can modernize this important symbol, making it more meaningful to more Mainers, end quote. A public hearing on that bill will be held in Augusta on Thursday.
Another emergency bill to raise fees paid to redemption centers has been approved by the Maine legislature, and it's now headed to the governor's desk. As we've reported recently, Maine redemption centers say they've been struggling to stay open, mostly due to the higher costs to recycle. Owners have told us that the prices for processing have gone up, while handling fees have stayed the same since 2019. Under the proposal, the handling fee would increase from 4.5 cents to 5.5 cents per container starting May 1st, and then it would go up again to 6 cents on September 1st. The bill is said to be a temporary fix to keep redemption centers in business while the legislature works on a modernization of the bottle bill.
All right, so it's certainly a lot going on in the state capitol, that is for sure. Lots to consider, lots to keep our eye on, especially coming in November.
Yeah, it's been very busy, and of course we'll keep you updated on all that legislation there.
Of course.
As we now turn our attention to the outdoors, today not so bad overall.
Yeah.
I really don't have too many complaints, especially going into the day, just kind of expecting a kind of rainy day. So yeah,
it kind of ranks in the middle on the wino-meter.
Yeah, exactly.
The weather wino-meter.
Yep, not too much whining happening
Not
tonight.
too much whining.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what else is coming our way with the first check of the forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. Okay, visibilities are starting to decrease right now, especially just west of town. We're looking at west of Waterville as well, in and around Portland and just north of town. Here, though, in Bangor, we are pretty clear for now. But overnight tonight into tomorrow, get ready, more rain on the way. Right in the northern part of the state, Caribou area, we're looking at a little bit of rain. Same thing right around town. Most of this is actually virga, which is precipitation not quite reaching the ground. We do have a good amount of dry air. Most of this is falling from the clouds, but not quite reaching the ground just yet. But tonight, though, we will get more chances of some scattered rain showers. Winds, though, a bit on the breezy end, right by the coast especially. So if you are by the coast, be careful as those winds are blowing around pretty strong at times. We do have a small craft advisory out and also some flood warnings that are still posted just west of town. Tonight, though, we're looking at temperatures continuing to cool off, hovering in those upper 30s with some more scattered rain showers. Beth?
All right, so hopefully tomorrow, might be another gray day.
Right.
But maybe some breaks from the rain if you can get outside, get some fresh air.
And plenty of sunshine coming in a little bit.
We'll hear more about that in just a little while. In the meantime, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Bar Harbor prepares to welcome its first cruise ship of the season tomorrow.
And our David Ledford takes us down to the Bangor Raceway as they begin their 140th year in business. Those stories and much more local news coming right up.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Before and bath fitter. Before and bath fitter. If you have a before bath, now's the time to call Bath Fitter to get a beautiful after. With our unique tub over tub process, there's no mess or stress. Spend smart on a beautiful new bath done right, backed by a lifetime warranty. Join over 2 million happy customers who know it just fits. Bath Fitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
When Cat Tracks in LaGrange wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Cat Tracks in LaGrange is your dealer for Hewitt lifts and Rolodox, with the goal to get you on the lake faster than anyone else.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm one of the heat pump consultants at Dave's World. We are Maine's leader in heat pump installations because we have an awesome team that is dedicated to an awesome experience, and we are backed by Mitsubishi products. It's easy to promise awesome, but it is another thing to deliver on awesome. There are so many solutions for every home. The goal is to solve problems and find what's right for the customer. You have heating and cooling problems, we will solve them from start to finish. Dave's World, awesome.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
We're coming up there! See you never!
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
We on Next Level Chef, baby. Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll have our Pet of the Week from Bangor Humane Society. Plus, we'll check out the rally in Augusta for the bill LD 1610 regarding how electoral candidates get their funding. Plus, we'll have the latest from court and info about the latest car wrecks in Bangor and Falmouth. This and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. The first cruise ship of the 2023 season arrives in Bar Harbor tomorrow. Meanwhile, there's an ongoing legal battle between the town and some residents over a proposal to limit the daily number of passengers allowed to disembark there. But until that is settled, it's business as usual, and business owners are getting ready for the influx of visitors. Our Devin Dagnall has the story.
On Thursday, hundreds of tourists will enter the town of Bar Harbor as passengers of the town's first cruise ship of the season. Bar Harbor interim city manager Sarah Gilbert says the Norwegian cruise ship will be arriving around 10 a.m. with over 2,000 passengers on board. With that much foot traffic, a lot of local businesses will have their work cut out for them. Jetty's bartender Bethany Harris says she and her team are up for the task.
We deal with a lot of cruise ships every year, so we're pretty prepared. We have a lot of returning staff, so we're staffed up. We do have a few more people working tomorrow than a usual May day. And we have lots of lobster, blueberry pie. It's pretty much what they come in for.
But there are some town's residents who are less than enthusiastic about the guests scheduled to visit. Last November, the town passed an initiative that would limit the total amount of cruise ship passengers allowed on shore per day, but that decision is currently being held up in court. Charles Sidman is still actively working on implementing that decision.
Townspeople have made their decision. The town council has stuck its foot further into the mess, and it's just going to be horrible and expensive for certainly the property owners, maybe the cruise ships, maybe the town, but they've made this a bad situation far worse.
In Bar Harbor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A Bangor landmark is rolling past a historic milestone this year. Our David Ledford spoke with those who have experienced that history firsthand.
Hundreds of people clamoring to get into the grandstands to watch harness racing in Bangor.
Saddle up for an exciting summer because harness racing is back at the Bangor Raceway. This year, the business is celebrating 140 years of hosting the time-honored tradition. One employee says he's been there for nearly half that time. Ralph Canny, this year's presiding judge for the races, has held many roles at the track over the years. He started out grooming and training the horses in 1961 and worked his way up. Looking back on a lifetime in the business, Canny says the Raceway's legacy will be the people who work there.
Like a feeling of belonging, a feeling of importance, a place to grow, memories, all of that. It's just a very, very exciting time in my life. 60 years of harness racing. Couldn't ask for any more.
For the first time since 2019, simulcast wagering for the Kentucky Derby will be available at the Raceway starting this weekend. Some are hoping this will encourage more people to come out and experience a place that has seen many memorable moments over the years.
There's been many historic events here at the, we've had Teddy Roosevelt here at the grandstands. They've had hot air balloons. They've had concerts out on the infield. It's a great place. Mass Park's it's a great place. It's a historic part of Bangor.
Harness racing driver Heath Campbell has been coming to the Raceway since 1993. With more than 5,500 lifetime wins under his belt and a team of 27 horses that he trains, Campbell spoke about what he's seen in his time at the Bangor landmark and what keeps him coming back.
It's just in my blood. I don't know nothing else. Well, there's been a lot of changes since I've been here, and all good, you know what I mean? The casino come in, helped us a lot. We got new barns, new paddock. The track's always good. So, no, it's been nice.
The Raceway will hold live races bi-weekly on Wednesdays and Sundays. Admission to the grandstand is free, but race programs are sold for $2 each. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Not to disregard the drivers, but gosh, I just love horses.
Yeah,
they're so beautiful.
Just majestic animals, and just really cool to kind of get a glimpse of the history of the sport and to see, the evolution of those giant wheels from those old carriages and how they look today. It's awesome to see it and also to see it in action.
Well, think about how early bicycles looked.
Right.
Versus, how they look today. And
Completely
I'm sure,
different.
other different wheeled mechanisms have evolved along similar lines as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
cool
well, I'm there for the horses, I'll be honest.
We love them too.
Alrighty, well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Russia accuses Ukraine of attempting to assassinate Vladimir Putin using a drone attack on the Kremlin.
And Texas authorities say they've made additional arrests following the fatal shooting of 5 people. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman. Hey Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick'em Red Sox is sponsored by Brun's Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
When animals are in danger.
This gentleman's bunnies ate his drugs.
Really? What kind?
Floppy-eared, fluffy.
No, the drugs. What kind of drugs?
One team.
We just got a 911 on a bear. Get this in a hot tub.
Did he turn the jets on?
Answers the call.
Oh, he's got a crazy look in his eye. Oh,
it's huge.
You grab the head.
Wait,
right
you
here.
grab the head.
No, you grab it.
Joel McHale.
You're fucking me now.
Animal Control. Thursdays on Fox or watch anytime on Hulu.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Russia says Ukraine tried to use a pair of drones to assassinate President Vladimir Putin overnight. The Kremlin saying the terrorist act was stopped when its forces disabled the drones before they could strike. Ukraine is denying any involvement. Fox's Greg Palcott is in London with the latest.
It was a striking image, the symbol of Russian power the Kremlin said to be under attack. Video on social media of two drones aimed at the complex overnight, intercepted by air defenses. The Kremlin claims Ukraine was to blame for the alleged attack, and Russian President Vladimir Putin was in the sights. They said in part, "We view these actions as a planned terrorist attack and an assassination attempt targeting the president. Russia reserves the right to take countermeasures wherever and whenever it deems appropriate." Putin said to be safe and not at the Kremlin. There was no independent verification of any details. Ukrainian officials deny they did it, claiming Russia was creating a new excuse to wage even stronger war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in neighboring Finland.
We don't attack Putin or Moscow. We fight on our territory. We are defending our villages and cities.
Still, there have been several attacks in Russia alleged to be planned by Kyiv or conducted by Ukrainian sympathizers. Washington said it had no prior knowledge.
I would take anything coming out of the Kremlin with a very large shaker of salt. So let's see. We'll see what the facts are.
What's certain is this comes at a crucial moment in the long war between Russia and Ukraine. Next Tuesday is Russia's victory parade, marking the defeat of Nazi Germany, a victory cited during these months of bloodshed. And Ukraine is set to wage a key counteroffensive to try and break Moscow's assault. Reason to make a statement.
I think clearly messages are being sent one way or one direction or the other direction. They're trying to communicate something.
Moscow pulling no punches about its message. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev saying the alleged attack leaves Russia with, quote, no option except the elimination of Zelensky and his clique. Ominous talk. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the manhunt for the man suspected of opening fire inside an Atlanta medical office is over. Police say they arrested the suspect without incident in nearby Cobb County. He'll now face charges for killing a woman and injuring several others. Fox's Austin Westfall has the latest.
I just heard gunshots. Well, at first I didn't know exactly what that was. I've never been in a situation like that before, and I've never seen someone shot down either.
A normal day at work turns violent when a 24-year-old man opens fire inside a waiting room at a medical office in Midtown Atlanta. The shooter killing a woman and injuring 4 others before fleeing the scene in a carjacked vehicle.
I saw blood on her face. Like, it was too quick when they were trying to get us out. And I saw blood on her face. And I know a couple of my co-workers got shot. So I don't know what their conditions are.
The victims, all women ranging in ages from 25 to 71, were rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital, some of them suffering critical injuries that had them in the operating room for hours.
Well, two of them were particularly serious, the ones that went to the operating room. And the one in the interventional radiology was in critical condition, too. So all three of those are very serious injuries.
As for the suspect, he was taken into custody. The car he fled the scene with was found abandoned in nearby Cobb County.
Thanks to the highly trained police officers across our region, we are able to bring this suspect into custody without further harm. He will be charged and stand trial for his crimes.
Authorities also revealing the suspect is a former Coast Guard member, a Coast Guard spokesperson telling Fox he was discharged from active duty in January of this year. Police have yet to release a possible motive or if the suspect was connected to any of the victims in any way. In Atlanta, Austin Westfall, Fox News.
Meanwhile, police in Texas made multiple arrests in connection with the murders of 5 people near Houston. It comes after a days-long manhunt. Fox's Casey Stiegel now with more.
Texas authorities arresting a woman identified as the wife of Francisco Oropeza, the man suspected of murdering 5 people last week. 53-year-old Divimara Lama Nava was reportedly taken into custody early Wednesday morning. The Montgomery County Sheriff says police believe she hid Oropeza. Prosecutors confirm another person is also in custody.
He was booked in last night under possession of marijuana charges. The investigation so far indicates that he was assisting Mr. Oropeza in fleeing the neighborhood where the crime took place.
A days-long manhunt for the 38-year-old ended Tuesday night when authorities found him hiding underneath a pile of laundry in a closet. It happened just miles from where the murders took place, and police say they spotted him in the area on Monday afternoon.
He was charged with 5 counts of murder. The bond was set at $1.5 million on each charge, a total amount of $7.5 million.
The arrest ending a massive law enforcement effort to find Oropeza. Hundreds of police from multiple agencies came in to assist officers in this rural town.
We've got 3 deputies on patrol to cover this entire county. If you're going from North County to Trails End, which is where this occurred at, it's an hour drive. That's with lights and siren.
Officials say the remains of 4 victims will return to Honduras for final funerals. That's the latest from Cold Spring, Texas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve Board raised interest rates Wednesday by 25 basis points, exactly what most analysts had predicted. The Fed says it's the only way to put the brakes on runaway inflation. Fox's Caroline Shively now from Washington.
Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 1/4 point on Wednesday, the 10th hike in a row. It marks the first time the rate has topped 5% since 2007 in an attempt to slow down rampant and persistent inflation.
We are prepared to do more if greater monetary policy restraint is warranted.
The raise will make it even more expensive for people to get loans, to buy big-ticket items like homes, and for businesses to expand, with the goal of putting downward pressure on prices that have already come down in recent months.
Inflation is at the lowest rate it has been in almost 2 years since May 2020. Inflation has fallen about 45% from its peak last year. Wages rose last month and are higher than they were 9 months ago.
Inflation peaked last summer at 9%, but has been painfully high for 2 years, destabilizing the banking industry. 3 banks have failed since March. On Monday, J.P. Morgan Chase had to bail out First Republic Bank.
A lot of these banks have been caught with their pants down with respect to the huge increase in interest rates. I'm not so sure why they weren't prepared for that, but it's clear that the assets on their balance sheet are worth a lot less than they were a year and a half ago.
Looming over all economic news is the government's inability to reach a deal on the debt ceiling. The president and House Speaker are set to meet on that potential crisis next week. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, hundreds of iconic items from some classic TV shows are going up for auction. We'll take a look.
And in sports, Maine baseball is on the cusp of the #1 seed in the conference tournament. How their star shortstop's time on the shelf last year has helped him become a key piece. We'll be right back.
Saturdays, baseball's best are showing out.
Swing and a drive.
Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
We've got your back, road warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
I called Joe Bornstein's office for a free case evaluation. They helped me with a car accident. I was injured, and so was my dog. They helped me with getting my vet bills reimbursed, my medical bills reimbursed, and going above and beyond, doing more than I had ever expected. They were kind, pleasant, and understanding through it all. The law offices of Joe Bornstein made the process so easy, I would absolutely recommend them.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Welcome back. Earning their place in history, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announces its new inductees. The class of 2023 features a diverse group of names: Missy Elliott, Willie Nelson, Sheryl Crow, Chaka Khan, Soul Train creator Don Cornelius, and the late George Michael. In fact, Missy Elliott will make history as the first female hip-hop artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The list also includes The Spinners, Rage Against the Machine, DJ Kool, Herc, Link Wray, Al Cooper, and Bernie Taupin, who is Elton John's longtime songwriting collaborating partner. President and CEO of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation, Joel Perisman, says, quote, "What we are always trying to show is that rock and roll is a big tent and a lot of people belong," end quote. The ceremony will take place November 3rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Meanwhile, hundreds of unique items from iconic old-school TV shows could soon be yours. Fox's Jackie Ibanez takes a look at the upcoming event from Heritage Auctions and how many of these one-of-a-kind pieces were saved from winding up in a dumpster.
An upcoming auction is promising fans of classic TV a blast from the past, featuring set pieces, costumes, and props from iconic shows like All in the Family, I Dream of Jeannie, Cheers, and much more.
When TV is done right, it really reflects what's going on in the world and in our own lives.
The items were collected throughout the decades by James Commissar, a comedy writer who spent a lot of time around TV studios.
I started doing this in 1989, and I sort of have to set the scene for what things were like in 1989. None of these pieces had any art market value. They didn't even have any historic value. When a show went off the air, the studios would either sell the props and small things on a folding table in the parking lot to the cast and crew, or they would throw it away.
The collection of roughly 1,000 items features everything from studio cameras to costumes made by fashion designer Bob Mackie and worn by Sonny and Cher, and even Carol Burnett. William Shatner's captain shirt and other items from Star Trek, the original series, are also included, along with Batman and Robin suits worn by Adam West and Burt Ward.
I just decided these pieces should go back to the fans.
Fans of late-night TV can snag these audience chairs from the set of The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, with Carson's interview desk, couch, and coffee table also up for grabs. You still have a little time to start saving your pennies. Online bidding began this week, but live bidding goes from June 2nd through the 4th in Dallas, Texas. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Hollywood's writers' strike and Broadway announces nominees. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of that and more in the Hollywood Nation.
If you miss a line in the game, you reset. You missed it on the track.
A Game to Screen True Story, the 2023 Tony nominees, and day one of the writers' strike are in the Hollywood Nation. Writers Guild of America members and supporters went to the picket lines after negotiations with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers failed to reach an agreement on a new contract Monday. A fight for higher pay in streaming content is one of the key issues at the center of the talks. Late-night shows are the first affected, going dark beginning Tuesday night.
I hope you like your Broadway hot.
The nominees for the 76th Tony Awards have been announced. The musical Some Like It Hot leads the way with 13 nominations, including Best Musical. Among other nominees, stars Jessica Chastain of A Doll's House and Samuel L. Jackson of August Wilson's The Piano Lesson both earned nods. The Tony Awards will air live on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus June 11th from New York, hosted by Ariana DeBose.
The best Gran Turismo players in the world.
And in today's First Looks, a trailer for Gran Turismo, which is based on the true story of a teen whose gaming skills lead him to an actual professional racetrack. The star-packed cast includes David Harbour and Orlando Bloom. The film races into theaters August 11th. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
All right, so lots going on there in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
And a lot going on here at home, too, especially with our weather happening out there.
We've definitely had some activity outside.
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's for sure. But hopefully we'll have all the answers coming up, including what the weekend is looking like. Right. Fingers crossed. All in our full 5 day. Stay with us.
And once again, folks, don't forget your umbrellas because more rain is on the way. It's actually going to be sticking around with us for quite some time. The big question is, when and how long will this rain stick around? I'll have the answers coming up.
Mother's Day is fast approaching, and we have the perfect gift right here at Quality Jewelers. Pick any mother's ring mounting, and we'll cover the cost of the stones. This deal ends Saturday, May 13th, so don't wait. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Here at the Eddington store, we have what you're craving. From Holton Dairy Farm products to our daily breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Did I mention we have fresh cut meats? From hamburger to steaks and even fresh produce, we have what you're craving. And while you're here, don't forget your ice cream at the Dairy Bar and homemade whoopie pies. Are you low on fuel? We offer gas, diesel, and propane too. The Eddington store, for more than your average convenience store. We look forward to seeing you.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. The Tucson comes standard with Hyundai complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Make this summer the summer of more fun and less worry with replacement windows from Renewal by Andersen. Now is the perfect time to call because we're having a Memorial Day sale with incredible savings on the most trusted family of window and patio door brands in America. Call for your free window diagnosis and begin your Renewal by Andersen signature service experience. A unique start-to-finish home improvement solution skillfully guided by Renewal by Andersen professionals who are the best at window replacement because it's the only thing we do. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Mother's Day is fast approaching, and we have the perfect gift right here at Quality Jewelers. Pick any mother's ring mounting, and we'll cover the cost of the stones. This deal ends Saturday, May 13th, so don't wait. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
This is the USFL Dragons USDA Prime Time Football.
And welcome back, folks. Happy Wednesday to you. Our main weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studios in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. And hopefully, folks, really brought your umbrellas out there today, or hopefully your rain boots or something to protect you from a couple of sprinkles out there, especially just west of town. We're looking at a nice batch of rain. Some of this is not actually reaching the ground. It is called Virgo. Precipitation that is falling from the clouds but not quite reaching the ground, as most of the atmosphere is still a little bit more dry. But by tonight, things will change. We will get more chances of some scattered rain, not a long, heavy rain event, but still, take a look at this system all the way from Canada, stretching down south by Washington, D.C., Jersey getting in on some scattered rain as well, and once again into New York City. This is going to be a very, very slow-moving system. So as it continues to move this way, it is going to very slowly crawl its way across the Northeast. So we will be in on some scattered rain the next couple of days. Tonight, we're looking at more chances of scattered rain, but look up north. Look what this is. I know it's May, but up north, though, a little bit cooler temperatures mixed in with some precipitation. That means a little bit rain and snow will be in the region, especially by Greenville and north of that. But it doesn't look like it's really going to be accumulating, as temperatures will be above freezing. So we're looking at maybe a trace of snow in some spots well north of Bangor area here in town. We might have a snowflake or two mix in overnight, but no accumulations in town. Like I said, not much accumulations. Maybe there's some pockets of a trace of snow in some spots. Rainfall-wise, though, we're looking at around 1/4 of an inch the next several days, so it's not really going to be a downpour of a rain event, but it will be lingering with us the next couple of days. So would recommend bringing an umbrella to work. You don't want that ruining your day. A quick passing shower when you're outside, yeah, that is not a good sign. But hey, good sign are these temperatures to the west right here. Look at Canada. They are toasting some beach weather up there. 80s all the way up into Canada. But then just to the east, though, Pickle Lake is literally in a pickle right now. They are in the 40s, so it's still cold weather in the region, but everyone will warm up the next couple of days. That warm air will be taking over, in those 40s and 50s we had earlier today, especially by the coast, some well above average temperatures. Only in the mid-40s. We will really improve as that warmer air starts to move on in. So our average high should be around 61 degrees this time of year. Look at the weekend. Perfect timing. Mother Nature knows when to bring those warmer, perfect temperatures. Close to beach weather, 70s might be possible, especially starting this weekend. Tonight, though, it's going to be a bit chilly. Temperatures around 38 degrees. Mostly cloudy, a few scattered rain showers tomorrow. A chilly day. Upper 40s, scattered rain showers. Once again, lots of dry periods in there. Our extended forecast outlook does show much nicer weather with much warmer temperatures moving in starting the weekend. Beth?
All right, so definitely some sunshine heading our way, keeping our eyes on the prize.
A pretty perfect weekend coming up, too.
Indeed.
All right, well, sports is coming up next, so stay with us for that.
Low E, also known as low energy, is wreaking havoc on millions.
I can't even pull out the hose.
Thankfully, there's Planet Fitness.
Now through May 10th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime.
It's how you turn your low E into big fitness energy.
Our clean and spacious, judgment-free zone has equipment for every workout to keep you energized all day. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, May 10th.
Sunday on Fox. The stars are out.
They say that we the next attraction.
A showstopper.
We give you pure satisfaction.
Let's go.
I'm talking lights, camera, action.
Look at him fly. Who will be crowned the top dog?
I'm talking lights, camera, action.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Purina Pro Plan, begins with the Masters Agility Championship, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start up in Orono. Maine baseball wraps up their super successful regular season this weekend, and one of their regulars this season couldn't even finish last year's. Take a look.
We never pull off. It's balls to the wall always, and we want to win everything, no matter what.
Maine baseball has done quite the job of doing that. They've won every conference series this year and are on the cusp of notching the 1 seed in the America East tournament.
Our goals haven't changed from day one. It's to win series. If we go out and win series and just do what we've set out for, then we'll be fine.
And one of the biggest parts of their run this year is one who missed out on most of last year's. Junior shortstop Jake Reynes.
Being able to, embrace that again and sort of get into character and really play the game is something I missed a lot.
After missing the last month and a half of last season with a broken finger, Reynes leads the America East with 29 runs in conference play and has 30 stolen bases.
The 1 through 9 accumulation has really allowed him to play his game. Understanding that 1 through 9 we can get the job done has allowed him to kind of just play more freely.
He's tough, he's very intelligent, he's a fantastic athlete, and he has the ability to take over games, which he's finally doing.
Reynes accredits this to the angles he got to look at the game from while hurt. For one, he got a chance to be on the call for some radio broadcasts.
One of the weekends I got hurt, thought it would be fun to do sort of player's perspective from the booth, and he told me to come back next week and the week after that.
Besides honing his mic skills, Reynes says it was a good way to learn the game, even though he was the expert.
Teaching someone else something is the best way to learn, and it let me learn, just from talking out loud to him. The more perspectives that you're allowed to have, the better it is.
And for this weekend's final series against UMBC, a perspective he has is giving him an incentive to kick it up a notch. And it hits home.
The UMBC baseball team in our conference, but that's a personal one for me. My sister went there, so I got to let her know every time we play them that we got to beat up on them. So, yeah.
Okay, let's stay on the diamond and in Orono for some high school action. The Red Riots hosted Dexter on Wednesday as both teams are looking for bounce-back wins. Both teams also sitting at 1-3 heading into this game. Top 1-0 Dexter with a runner on second and 1 out. Ellis Spalding strikes out 1 batter, and then Jack Brewer on a ground out over to Adam Sherman for the out at first. Riots escape without another run. Okay, bottom 2, Orono's Andrew Bartlett with a slapper to Chase Farnsworth. Gets it to Bryce Connor for the force out at second, but Sherman scores. We are tied at 1. Top 3 now. Connor going to try and score a steal here, but Noah Schaff hurls it to Kason Bagley. Got him just in time. Finally, bottom 3, runners on second and third. Sal Wise rips one right to Connor. Great stop there to prevent the extra run, but Brewer scores to make it 2-1 Orono. They would hang on and win it 8-5. Now for some more baseball, the nightcap at Husson as MCI visits John Bapps. Bottom 1, Bapps' Caleb Robbins at the dish. He nails a base hit to left center. Aiden Dunn scores. It's 2-0 Crusaders. Same inning. It's Noah Farragher Houghton's turn. Base hit just gets over the shortstop's glove. In comes Dylan Sawyer, 4-0. To the top of the 4th, Braden Kennedy of MCI going to try and steal third. Catcher's throw is off. He's going to try and get home. Nice heads-up base running. Here comes the throw to the plate. Just out of time. It's 4-1. Bottom 4 now. It's John Bapst, John Pangburn. He rolls one through the gap. Farragher Houghton scores. Bapst adds to their lead. They would end up holding on. Crusaders win it 9-2. Okay, let's go to the hardwood where on Wednesday, Brewer High School made 2 huge announcements. 2 new head coaches for their varsity basketball programs. Starting with the boys, veteran head coach Carl Parker was hired, replacing Coach Ben Goodwin. Parker's most recent head coaching job was at Bangor from 2015 to 2018, and he has served as Old Town's JV head coach the last 3 seasons. AD Dave Utterback says Parker's very familiar with the Brewer program through his grandson, Brock Flagg, and the younger kids on the team he's coached in AAU. On the girls' side, Tana Ross gets the head coaching job, replacing Chad Labrie after 1 season. Ross was the head coach of the Witches JV team this past winter. She's also a 2007 graduate of Hamden Academy and played women's basketball at UMaine. Utterback believes she's a perfect fit as she has walked in all of her players' shoes and as she will build a connection to the girls of Brewer as a gym teacher at Brewer Community. And finally to the NBA and the Celtics. On Monday night, the Celtics lost a heartbreaker to the Sixers in Game 1 of the conference semis. Wednesday, they tried to knot things up in Game 2. Here we go. First quarter, Jason Tatum with it against the MVP Joel Embiid. Gets to the rim, count it, and 1. Celtics up 6 after 1. Second quarter, Jaylen Brown tries to get up for the slam here, but Embiid says, That's why he's the MVP right there. But later in the quarter, Marcus Smart going to get a block of his own on George Niang here. Bringing it down the floor, behind the back, Al Horford, Derek White for the corner 3. Nails it. Celtics up 9 at the half. Third quarter. This just shows how on fire the Celtics were from deep. Here's Malcolm Brogdon for 3. He was 6 of 10 on the night from range. And then on the other end, James Harden blocked by White. Grant Williams is going to bring it down and hit a 3 of his own. The Celtics win 121-87. Series tied at 1. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. See every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. BuyAToyota.com, when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota LO1 series is rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota LO1 series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that can make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it's raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterward.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Dirt Road Acres, your #1 trusted dispensary. Dirt Road Acres provides outstanding patient consulting and services to Eastern and Central Maine. Located at the corner of Route 9 and Route 7 in Dixmont. Stop by and see Jen or one of the girls today. Now offering delivery.
Devers and the Red Sox battle Turner and the Phillies, or the Orioles take on the Braves. Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Loring Outdoors. We are looking for committed workers to build one-of-a-kind pack baskets. Head on over to loringoutdoors.com.
Welcome back. Marathon running probably isn't the first thing you'd expect an 83-year-old to be doing, but one great-grandmother is here to shake up your perceptions. Fox's Marianne Rafferty takes a closer look at her accomplishments and the new dream she's chasing down.
At 83 years old, Barbara Humbert is proving age doesn't mean you need to start slowing down. The highly decorated marathoner from France runs more than 30 miles a week to stay in shape and keep her stride strong for future races.
It's a feeling of freedom, of well-being, of joy, of communicating with nature, the forest, the fields.
In April, Humbert completed her 57th marathon with a time just over 6 hours and 20 minutes. She plans to run at least 2 more marathons before the end of this year.
I am very careful with training, with my food, much more than before, because I am aware of my age and, of course, I have to respect the restrictions that age imposes on me.
But even with all her medals and trophies, Humbert wants more than anything to run in next year's Marathon for All, a special race in France celebrating the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, where the general public will be able to run the same route as the Olympic athletes.
This Marathon for All this time is like a crowning achievement.
The problem, only 20,024 people will be allowed to participate, and the racers who sign up will be chosen at random. But while she needs to rely on luck, Humbert's devoted husband is trying to increase her odds, even asking the French sports minister for help in securing his wife a spot. Humbert's love affair with running began at the age of 43 after one of her daughters encouraged her to give it a try. She estimates she's run nearly 5,000 miles worth of official races since then. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Well, speaking of getting outside and staying active, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, Friends of Fort Knox wants you to know the Penobscot Narrows Bridge Observatory and Fort Knox are open for the season. The top of the Narrows Bridge offers a breathtaking view no matter which way you look. You'll get a panoramic view of Bucksport and the Penobscot River. Members of Friends of Fort Knox are excited to get visitors back to the fort. The events start this Saturday with the Bridge the Gap 5K.
So much cool stuff going on there.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
If you just want to go and relax,
Yeah.
but you have the option to explore and kind of walk around. 5K sounds great.
Yeah, and lots of cool events happening throughout the season. I remember last year they did that haunted Knox
Oh
too.
boy,
Yep.
yeah, that would pass. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station ABC7 right now for ABC7 News at 11.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Van Sickle Kia is Northern Maine's first choice for pre-owned vehicles. We have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles with payments and prices for every budget. Shop your favorite brands like Kia, Ford, Jeep, Toyota, Honda, Subaru, Volvo, and more, all serviced, state inspected, starting at just $99.99 with payments just $239 a month, only at Van Sickle Kia.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee you.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards